Mr. Abdulaziz Alsulayyim is an experienced professional specializing in health, safety, security, and environmental compliance. His primary focus is on ensuring the safety of both people and properties. Currently, he is the head of HSSE at the Academy of Defense Industries. Throughout his career, he has been responsible for implementing updates to HSE policies and achieving international legislative accreditations in private and governmental sectors. Furthermore, he has extensive experience managing facility operations, including emergency and evacuation plans, especially for high-rise. The second participant is Ghaith Bakir, Senior Regulatory Engineer, Middle East Africa, UL Solutions. Working out of their offices in Dubai, Ghaith provides technical expertise in regulation codes and standards and product installations related to assist regulatory authorities, consultants, manufacturers, designers, and contractors in resolving product acceptance and code compliance issues. Ghaith represents UL Solutions at authorities having jurisdiction and code development meetings by participating in code discussions and conducting technical presentations on code-related technical subjects. Prior to joining UL, Ghaith worked as a project engineer for a leading producer and supplier of fire and life safety solutions. In that role, he managed projects across the United Arab Emirates, including installation, testing, and maintenance of fire protection systems and equipment. Our third participant is Mr. David Campbell, General Manager for ESL Testing and Certification. David is General Manager for Dubai Civil Defense's Emirates Safety Laboratory, educated in applied sciences, fire technology, fire engineering, and environmental sciences, natural resource management, and digital transformation. His experience is 33 years working in the sector, of which 13 were all supporting the Middle East region, specializing in electrical safety and fire compliance, testing, inspection, certification, and advisory. Welcome to the panel, everybody.
Thanks.
And thank you for your participation. Coming here to this conference, I have noticed that the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is not new to innovation. There are many innovative projects here in KAFD, Riyadh Metro, CAPSARC. So there have been many interesting projects built in Saudi. And now with the Vision 2030, there is a lot of demand on more innovative materials, more local materials, and manufacturers. So my first question is to Mr. Abdulaziz Alsulayyim. Many steps were taken by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in preparation of Vision 2030. Can you highlight the ones related to health, safety, security, and environmental policies?
Thank you so much, Sandy. Actually, in preparation of Vision 2030, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia has introduced a comprehensive reforms to enhance fire and life safety, or let we say health, safety, security, environment policies. One of the key initiatives that adopting local codes aligned with international codes, like you mentioned today, for example, 801 fire code. On the other hand, there is, they call it National Transformation Program. One of the Kingdom Vision programs it's established by Ministry of Human Resources and Social Development, National Council of Occupational Health and Safety, seeking to achieve global and best practice and implement it here in Saudi Arabia.
So many initiatives to educate the users and the public,
Yes.
as well as
Yeah.
in the building code sector. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, my next question is to Ghaith. Certification has been mentioned in the building code, in some of the SASO regulations. In your opinion, what is the importance of certification, and why is it necessary to achieve safety and fire safety?
Okay, thank you, Sandy, and I'm honored to be here again in Saudi Arabia, and thanks for the Fire Middle East conference for the opportunity to be here. So, Sandy, as you mentioned in your presentation, even certification is important because it's done by an independent third-party organization. There is no conflict between the manufacturer and the end user. It's a systematic process where you have a product evaluated to a certain safety standards or performance standards, and that evaluation makes sure or evaluates the product to the set of requirements and ensure that that product is also in compliance with the code requirements. In addition to that, there is the factory inspection that is done again by the independent party as a third party, where we make sure that the product is being produced every time as it's being tested at the initial steps. So this is one of the steps that AHJ depends on third parties like certification bodies and testing laboratories to make sure that there is an entity looks after the product certification or the product evaluation from the design, starting from the designing of the product, producing the product or construction the product, and also delivering the product to the project.
Thank you. David, would you like to add anything else to your impression of the certification process? And if you can also discuss or tell us your opinion about the benefits that this process can provide for the manufacturer and the owner or developer on the long term. Like if you look at it in short term, it might seem as an expense or time consuming, but what are also the long-term benefits that we get from certifying materials?
Thank you, Sandy. So certification, it ensures repeatability of a product. So it means that every single product that is procured for a project is one and the same as that product that was manufactured before the certification body witnessing it in the factory and then sending it to test. So we're assuring people that the product's the same. It's no different to your iPhones in the room. They have CE marking on the back of them, and that is because every single iPhone comes out of the factory the same. Well, certification of doors, of fire stop, of other fire protection systems is exactly the same as that process. And how does it add value? Well, I say to my team all the time, quality is long remembered after cost is forgotten. And this is true with certification. So we're assuring a certain quality that is going to continue to last. If you go for products that aren't certified, you cannot assure that they're going to perform the same as they were originally intended to. The other thing that happens here is, okay, yes, there is a cost, but certification also assures that, it is going to perform and that you are going to save lives, you are going to reduce the damage to the building, and ultimately you will save money in the future.
Thanks. So basically saving money in the long term, reducing risk, maybe reducing like money spent on other things like insurance or restudies when you make it like establish it right in the first time. My question to Mr. Abdulaziz, suppose that we have a building where all the material is compliant, it is tested and certified. But then the way that we occupy the building affects that those assemblies and how they are put together. Have you come across any such instance where the building use affected what was built?
I think actually is a great question. The behavior of occupants is very important to the building itself. So we can build the best building or the best design in the world, but it will become a disaster when it's misused by the occupants itself. For example, we have been seen blocking emergency exit, improper storage of flammable materials, disabling smoke or heat detectors or fire panel, which will increase the fire risk in the buildings. So what we can do here, we can make the regular fire drills, plus raising awareness through comprehensive training to those occupants, and reinforce the benefits of preventing measures to any buildings or any end users.
Thank you. Question to Ghaith, which is a little bit different subject. What are the challenges that we face when implementing these codes? What are the general challenges related?
Great question. A lot of challenges, actually, especially here in the region. I would say in the Middle East, I would say the number one challenge is lack of awareness. The educational level we have from from all the stakeholders. It's not only the end user or the AHJs or either the contractors. So this is one of the points that I would say it's a challenge with the industry. We should have a lot of awareness sessions, educational trainings, maybe workshops with for public and also with the AHJs, with the contractors and consultants, to make sure that everyone is on the same page, understanding the code requirement and how to implement these codes at the market and in the industry. Also, the other challenge, I can see the enforcement side. There is also a bit of slow in adopting or enforcing the requirements of the code in the region. We have a very strong and set of requirements here in Saudi Arabia by adopting the Saudi building codes since 2018 and before. However, the enforcement from the AHJs, the code officials, maybe civil defense, municipalities, as well as the developers, end users, that would be a challenge for making sure that the buildings are safe, since we are going with mega and giga projects currently in Saudi Arabia. So this is my note here.
Thank you. David, would you like to add to what Ghaith said about challenges related to implementing code?
Yes, and thank you, Ghaith. But it sort of follows on from your presentation, and you touched on it, and there was a question related to that. But the installation, you can have designers specify and design great fire protection systems and products. You can have them all tested and certified, and you can have them procured. But the installation of these products is paramount. And where they're not installed properly, these systems and products will not perform as intended. And these need to be installed by qualified and recognized installers. Now, throughout the Middle East, there's many examples where the products are getting installed by people who don't actually understand the materiality or the engineering of these products. They just know that they have this product and it has to be installed. And that can bring it down. Now, it follows on then to the inspections of this. The inspectors also need to be qualified and recognized to be able to identify when that product is not right, or if that product is not actually the product that's supposed to be installed in that application. And following on from that is the other part of it is the building life cycle. After we get to the point where a project is handed over and we've determined that this project is now compliant with the requirements, humans in the course of occupying and using that facility do things, as Ghaith mentioned, which actually affect those products and affects their performance. And a good example is fire doors here. I often see them in this region. People have drilled them, people have added new appendages to them for whatever reason, and this door will no longer perform as intended.
So this is very interesting because when you renew your safety permit for a facility, you check your active systems, you check your sprinklers, you check your smoke detectors and so on. You hire a company to check all the active systems because it is in their nature that they might be electrical wiring or something that goes faulty. So do you think that we should inspect fire-rated assemblies post-project handing over, to prevent people adding on or misuse of building tenants as a regular inspection as well, which is similar to what we do for active systems?
Yes, I agree with that. I believe that all buildings during their life cycle should be put through a verification process by qualified and recognized people to ensure that those products and systems continue to perform as intended.
Also, Sandy, sorry, just to add, also even codes require inspections on passive systems. It's not only specifically to active systems, but most of the contractors or developers, they focus on the active systems and ignore the passive systems. However, the code requires to have an annual inspections for these passive systems also in the building.
This is very interesting, and I think that maybe passive systems they need more attention during the building life cycle. Many production factories and many suppliers, they are really careful about making sure that the product that reaches the site is compliant. But in some cases, we see faulty material reaching the site and faulty labels or labels that are put later on after this material reaches the site. So how can we prevent that?
Okay, so I would say fake products or counterfeit labels, it's a challenge for everyone. It's not only a challenge for certification bodies. But again, it's this is part of the awareness that we always do with the various stakeholders, with the end users, installers, AHJs, to make sure that there is a check on the product. It's not only the documentation we have or the certificates we just receive from the manufacturers. It's there is an additional steps where we have to verify the product itself. We need to check the marks or the certification marks and labels on these products to ensure that these products are being tested and evaluated by the certification body, which is approved by the AHJ. Again, we can't depend on the documentation itself. There is other demands or other routes where we can make sure that these products are really certified. I would say verifying with the certification body again to make sure if these products really certified or not. Then we can make sure if there is a counterfeit or fake labels and products delivered to the site.
Question to Abdulaziz, what are the major challenges that you see here, particularly in the kingdom, for the general education of people to not, to not interfere with these systems and to make them more aware of new buildings and the requirements, the safety requirements, and for assemblies in these buildings. So what are the major challenges that you face here? Do you think there is enough awareness, and how can we spread it further collectively?
Thank you, Sandy. Actually, the major challenge, or let me say the main challenge here, that overcoming the lack of, let you say, general knowledge of fire and life safety, or fire safety and preventive measures. So to address that, we need to integrate fire and life safety curriculum to schools, or we can do it through corporate training facilities. Also, it's very important to have using media campaign, which will highlight the fire risk and what's the benefit of the preventive measures if we apply it, and we can engage the public as well.
Thanks. David, would you like to add anything to, ways that we can all spread awareness in general between the public?
Events like this spreads awareness.
Exactly, where we can all pitch in.
But also working with the universities is an important one these days, helping the next generation understand the importance of these fire and life safety systems, their maintenance, and the need for them to continue to perform. The other part of it is, educate the public if they are in doubt of something that they're looking at in a building may not comply or may be a fake product, that you can always request that this product can be removed. There is a number of non-destructive and destructive test methods available to compare what you have in front of you with the product that was originally tested and certified. So there's always another avenue to prove that you did get the product that you ordered and paid for and had installed.
Okay, so collaborative effort between everybody, and I think that we have discussed many subjects related to materials and safety. We are very passionate about the subject, so we will keep on talking and talking. So we will give a chance for Q&A.